YouTube, what's good? Welcome to another episode of New York Prison Talks. I thank everybody for the love and support that y'all been showing me. All the likes and the subscribers. Please keep subscribing. Please keep hitting the like at the bottom of the screen. Please keep subscribing. Everybody that's new, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is only the one type of playlist that I'm about to do. I'm about to hit on other topics and hit on different stuff in YouTube, period. Different type of categories. Not just gonna be talking about New York prison talks all the time. I got other stuff in the making. But I do thank y'all for coming through and listening to my stories and listening to everything I talk about. If anybody have anything that they want to discuss, or if they have any questions or topics that they want me to hit over, they got family members that they know that's inside struggling, or you got family members that's about to get locked up. You know they dealing with the situations. You can always hit me up. I know about the prison system, like probably about 90% of this shit. I did 7 years in that dealing with that. So if you have any questions, just please hit me up. That's all I ask. Just please comment, drop down the comments. Please subscribe and like. But another topic I wanted to hit on is the mess hall. What to do and what not to do in the mess hall. Now, when you enter the mess hall, before you even enter the mess hall, you gotta it depends on what kind of jails you might be in. You could be in the medium or the max. But I'm gonna talk about the maxes more, because I did a lot of max time too. Now, when you in the max and you trying to get to the mess hall, you being in your cell all day kind of forces you want to go to the mess hall. If you ain't got no programs, you didn't go to the yard, you ain't get no rec, and you just one of those people that just be in your cell all day. If you one of those people that like to be in your cell all day, you probably more likely to go to just child, just to take the walk. It's a short walk, get out of your cell for about 15 to 20 minutes, just to take the walk. Now, it's a risk when you want to take the walk to the mess hall. It's a big ass risk because you don't know what could go on in the mess hall. Now, I was in Great Meadows facility. Great Meadows, Comstock, we call it. We call it Comstock. It's really called Great Meadows Correctional Facility. I was in that facility for almost a whole year. And then with that year, I was in that jail. It was just so crazy. It made you not want to go to the mess hall, go eat breakfast, at least breakfast. It made you not want to go to breakfast. Because in that jail, breakfast is kind of mandatory if you got programs or not. But if you got programs, you could go to. It isn't. It ain't mandatory for breakfast, but a lot of people go to breakfast. Let's put it like that. And early in the morning, the child run could last about up to 3 hours because it could just be nothing but red dots. Red dots is something when the police pull a button on the radio calling officers in to come help them with the situations because inmates are fighting. And now a whole bunch of red dots could be going on during the mess hall child run, and you could be one of the last houses to get to the mess hall or go to child because your house is always last, and that could always be getting you tight because that could last about 3 hours. You supposed to go to breakfast at 6:45 in the morning. You ain't going to breakfast till almost 10 o'clock because it was like 2 or 3 red dots. It was several inmates that wanted to fight or cut somebody. And every time that happened, that delays shit down for about a good 15 minutes, probably longer than that, every time somebody fight. Because then you got to see what's going on, see who was involved and stuff like that. Now, it's dangerous when you go into the mess hall because when you step out your cell, period, you gotta be on point. But when you go into the mess hall and you gang banging and shit like that, you gotta be extra on point. One, because it might be other dudes that's gonna be in a line with you. Because when you go to the mess hall, y'all walk in a line. Y'all walk in lines by two. This is in Comstock facility, Great Meadows Correctional Facility, aka Comstock. You walk in a line with your block, with your house. And when you go to the mess hall, y'all all lined up in twos, and y'all also passing other blocks and other housing units as y'all go into the mess hall. They might be coming out of the mess hall, or they might be going in there too. But on the way of going in or coming out is dangerous because like y'all in the hallways, small hallways, and y'all a house might be passing you, and your house might be passing them. Your block slash house might be passing them, and y'all passing each other. And next thing you know, you could just be walking in a line, and the nigga that's in the next block or the next housing unit could just pop on somebody on your housing unit, and it just be lit that fast. I just seen that happen mad times. They just pop, and usually in the max, when they popping, it usually be against a new crip that just pulled up, and that's a fact. A new crip that just pulled up, they usually smoke them in the mess hall because that's when they could get them basically in the mess hall, or some old beef, or just some dumbass blood shit that always go on because bloods like to fight against each other all the time too. So a lot of that shit be happening, and then let's say if somebody get cut going to the mess hall, that shit slows down the thing even more. Just due to the fact that he just got cut now, it's a blood incident. Now they gotta call in specific people to clean up the blood spill. And that could take about 15 and 20 minutes just to clean up that whole process. And then they gotta just restart the trial process over, just calling it blocks back and sending them back, trying to probably make it more secured, less houses going to the mess hall. And when they do it like that and make it more secure for less houses to go to the mess hall, that means it's gonna take longer for you to go to the mess hall to eat. So if you somebody that doesn't get commissary or you don't have a lot of food and you like to go to chow a lot, just think about that because it gets dangerous in the chow going to the mess hall, being in the mess hall, coming back from the mess hall. All those three ways it gets dangerous. Leaving, entering, and coming out of that shit is all dangerous because there'd be a lot of fights going on. You could just be walking in the hallway and dudes just start fighting out of nowhere. It's just out of nowhere, just be fighting. And then you on the wall, you just laying on the wall like this. They tell you, put your hands on the wall. You just on the wall probably for a good 15, 20 minutes till they clear up the situation. And then that shit, it gets annoying because it literally happens damn near every day. And it could happen during every chow run. It's 3 chow runs a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it can happen during every one. It can happen during every one. And it could be several of them because it usually be like that. If it's one red dot, it usually be 2 or 3 more after that. Meaning 2 or 3 more other inmates just got it on. Cause maybe it was somebody in a set or clique that got it on and they just found word that it was lit and now they fighting too. They other homies is fighting or something. And that could go on with any gang. I'm not just saying this about blood. This could happen with the Kings and the Three Bulls too. This happens with any gang. All this shit be fighting all the time. This always happens. And majority of the facilities I was in a lot of disciplinary facilities. So majority of them type of facilities, that's where all that shit be going on. A lot of fighting and stabbings and cuttings during the mess hall runs. Every time dudes get released out of their cell or out of their housing unit or just get out into the rest with the rest of the population, that's when all the fights and stuff going on. That's when everybody see each other. A lot of people, everybody see each other is during program hours, chow hours, and during rec hours. That's when everybody usually see each other, and it gets lit when going to the mess hall because dudes be beefing all the time. Dudes could pop on you right in the mess hall line. You could be grabbing your tray. Somebody could be talking you crazy. He could give you a little scoop of something and you say something crazy. He talk crazy back. Y'all just fighting. Now you fighting with one of the mess hall workers. Or you could just be fighting. You could be, I used to work in a mess hall in one of the facilities I was in. And I used to be a motherfucking, I forget what you, a mess hall worker. And I used to watch all the fights go on in the mess hall because I was tabletop, and me being a tabletop, you could just you be in the mess hall on the floor, just cleaning up the tables and shit, waiting for the housing units and the blocks to leave. So as that happening, people could be coming in and out and it just be fighting and they don't care. They'll be 2-on-1, 3-on-1. They'll fight you right next to a CO. They will pop on you in front of a CO. I didn't see that. And then you got all the COs coming out with their little sticks and wands and shit wanting to hit them and shit. I don't get why they like to do that. They like to hit niggas and shit. They love to do that. Cause I think it got metal or something in that brown bat. It's like and like they like to hit dudes with that like lead. It's like lead, something heavy in it to have weight in it, and they like to hit dudes with that. Dudes will pop on you in front of a CO. Remember I said that. Just don't think because you in front of a correctional officer that dude's gonna save you, because the CO ain't gonna save you. That's not really his job. His job is to call it in, and it's gonna be labeled as a red dot as he's calling it in. And the officers that's coming in, I forget what they call them, like the escort team or something. They're the ones that's supposed to break that up and do it and solve that issue. Not the really, it could, the officer could, but usually that don't be happening in jail. The one that's calling it in, he's usually trying, he acts like he's breaking it up and he's calling it in and have the other 10 police try to break it up after that. He just the witness basically until other people get there. He might try to de-escalate the problem and try to talk down on, hey, and yell and telling people to break it up and stuff. But he not putting hands on you until other officers arrive, or he might not even put hands on you. But that's what they like to do. Dudes will pop on you in the mess hall next to a CO. Dudes will cut you in the mess hall next to CO. And a lot of them dudes that do that be the young ones. It be a lot of bloods that do this. They be young and they 18, 19, just coming to prison with a lot of time on their back, and they don't care. They usually be having 20 to 25 years added on to their sentence because of what they was doing on the streets, and now they got to serve all this time in a max, and they don't care. They don't care. They looking at it like, I got 20 to 25 years right now. Just add it on to my sentence. Not added on. I got 20 to 25 years and to do. And you think I care if I cut you right now? Technically, they should care because that 25 years could turn into 30 years. So that could be problems if they still be alive for that. But they don't be caring. It's a lot of 19, 20, 21, like 21 and down. Few my age, I'm about 26. It's few my age. It's a lot of gangbangers, all type of ages, but it usually be them 18 and 19-year-olds that got 25 years on their back. 25 years on them, and they don't care. They do not care. They don't care at all. They will popple you in front of whoever because their mindset is like, fucking, I'm already locked up. I'm already in a cell. I'm already at the bottom of the bottom. You can't tell me anything. I'm not leaving jail anytime soon, so I don't care what happens to you. You got some dudes that will cut the police. I didn't seen that happen. I didn't seen sergeants get cut. I didn't seen regular COs get cut. And those people that be cutting them just don't care anymore. They just don't care because when you cut an officer, you gotta know what's gonna happen after that. It's gonna be a whole bunch of problems after that. Whole bunch. You probably might have problems your rest of the bed because every jail you go to, they gonna be seeing that on your record that you got into an incident and you assaulted a correctional officer. So now they looking at it as like you just hurt one of ours. You could do that to one of us. Now we're gonna try to. They usually do faggot shit like try to get you out of the jail on like a disciplinary way, try to line you up and try to make you get a new charge, or just try to treat you like shit and fuck with you the whole time you in a facility. And that's gonna happen in every new facility you go to. And that's what happens with all these young dudes with all this time on them. They get into that trouble and they don't care, and they got more time to do now because they cut somebody or assaulted an officer or assaulted another inmate, and now they got 25 years plus 5 because they wanted to cut somebody or some dumbass shit like that. You gotta remember that them young kids that be coming up top with 18, that's 18 and 19-year-old with 20 to 25 years on a sentence, those are the ones you really have to watch because you don't know what they're liable to do. You don't know their mindset. They're new. They probably scared. They probably want to join the gang. If they're already in the gang, they already know about gang banging, and their mindset is like, I'm trying to get my name up because I'm not leaving this shit anytime soon. So I'm gonna try to become a big homie, get my status up, get the green lights and shit like that, and start popping on niggas. And that be their mindset. And that's the ones you gotta really watch because they will pop on you anywhere you go. Whoever you could be in front of, it doesn't matter. Because when you got that much time, and you're only 18 and 19 and you got 25 years on your sentence and you didn't even turn 20 yet. You're not even 25, you didn't even turn 20 and you got to do 25 years in prison. You do the math on that, you're going to do more time in prison than more time you was in the streets. And the reality mindset of that with them little young dudes, they don't care because they already got into a whole bunch of shit where they probably already got an attempt murder or some type of drug charge on them, where it doesn't matter at the current moment for them because they know they ain't going home anytime soon. And that's the ones you have to really watch because they be so dangerous, you don't know what could go on. Like I said, you could just be walking in a mess hall line and they just fire on you. Anything can happen. So the best thing you need to do is just watch. Just watch and observe. Please just watch and observe. The mess hall could get real. It could get real anywhere. But the best thing you need to do is just watch these dudes that be looking at you. Try not to watch them too much, but watch them, cause watch them your peripherals. Watch them do something. Just be on point when you walking in the mess hall line. Be on point anywhere you go out of your cell because it could get real in the max especially. I seen it happen all the time. Dudes get cut in the mess hall lines. Dudes get cut just walking to the mess hall, coming back from the mess hall, coming back from the yard. Anywhere, dudes get cut all the time. That's one thing about prison. Dudes like to cut each other. They really like to rip your face apart. And that happens all the time in jail. Every single day, somebody gets cut. Every single day. And that's one thing I'm going to say. That's dangerous. Coming home with a whole cut on your face and you got to explain to people of why it happened, or every time you look at it, it's going to always bring you back of why it happened. And that's what you don't want. I think everybody that was watching this video, please keep subscribing to the YouTube video. Hit the like button at the bottom. Thank you for everything. I'm going to try to hit some more topics and videos. Like I said, this video is strictly made for people who's about to get locked up or is about or that's struggling on the inside, and family members that's watching this. If y'all have any questions, please hit me up. I talk about some more topics. I could talk about anything on here. I know it all. Only in the state of New York. I had to repeat this because you got a lot of dudes that talk about other states. I can't compare y'all to New York. That's one thing I can't do. I don't know about y'all states, but I know about New York prisons. So if you have any questions, families that's concerned about they family member locked up and need to give them some advice, just feel free to subscribe and hit up my YouTube, and I will get back to y'all immediately. Thank you. All y'all have a blessed time.